Y'all, looking back over these things, I realized how crazy I was for thinking, how dare a man to not take on a single mother? He's just, why, you're supposed to be nice. What are you doing? That's so wrong. And then all while not wanting to be a single mother myself. That's the deeper thing in there. But let's get back into it.
Hi, so I just got ghosted for the first time in my entire life, and I kind of want to talk about it.
This is going to be controversial, but I'm a single mom, and I would never date someone that has kids.
Let's talk about women being too intimidating for men to approach.
Because the reasons why it's hard for me to date as a single mom in 2025.
I think one of the
Dating is already harder for single mothers, but some of them are even refusing the idea of dating a man with children. Basically, they're saying they wouldn't date themselves, while still expecting a childless man to accept them.
Unpopular and unrequested opinion. Single women with little kids at home shouldn't be dating. Period.
single moms, I just want to know, how is it out there? How's the dating world?
Let's talk about women being too intimidating for men to approach. Because in my last TikTok, I've seen so many comments of people saying that I'm too intimidating and that's why guys aren't approaching me in public. So I want to talk about it because I don't understand it. I know who I am as a woman. I know how I carry myself in public. I'm me. I smile, I laugh, I'm happy, I have warm energy. I'm not sitting in a corner mad. I don't have RBF. So I'm the type of person who will trip in front of you and then apologize to you for doing that. So I really just started wondering, is it really that we're intimidating, or do men just no longer know how to approach women who don't need validation? Because if being confident, peaceful, happy in your own lane is intimidating, I feel like that says more about them than it is about us. And if that's intimidating, then I guess I'll take it. But our job, we're not trying to make it convenient. We want genuine connections. And men kind of struggle with that these days. So I guess if you're looking for convenience, we'll be too intimidating. But don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. You can name that movie.
Some men may be intimidated to approach a woman, but that's only because of multiple women saying, don't approach them because they don't want to get in trouble, not because of the woman itself, because
they're so confused at this point of, well, what is okay? What isn't okay? We have some lady saying, yes, approach me. That's great. And then go on TikTok and talk about, oh my gosh, this guy just approached me because it wasn't the one that you freaking wanted. What is wrong with you guys? The thing is that throwing myself back to thinking this way and being like, what? Well, why isn't this guy, the guy is approaching me? Look, the thing is that, well, if it's a guy that you are actually interested in, why don't you take the leap of faith, go walk over there, talk to him, maybe strike up a conversation. If that is really somebody that you would like to get to know and see, we're too afraid of the rejection of that man that we actually do see as attractive at the bar, that, oh, I wonder what kind of man that this is. And you, instead of going up to him and getting that possibility of rejection, we decide to take ourselves out of the game. So it's pretty crazy for her explaining that on one side, but then all in the same sense, not doing the same on her end. Go up and talk to that guy if you think that he is amazing and tell him that. And then majority of men, even those type of guys, they still need to hear how much of that man that they are. And then you probably will get the guy, but we expect the men to do all the work and none of us have to do anything. That's wild. You don't get any results from that. That's insanity. It really is.
back then, men were approaching women left and right, and there wasn't any don't approach movements going on. And that's the thing. It's not that men suddenly lost confidence or forgot how to socialize. It's that the rules completely changed. Today, the same approach that used to be considered charming or respectful can now be labeled as creepy, harassment, or unwanted attention. The idea of a man seeing a woman and get intimidated is just ridiculous, because let's be real, men have approached women for thousands of years. It's literally in their nature. Men aren't suddenly scared of a pretty face. What they are scared of is the reaction, the judgment, the embarrassment. And nowadays, that environment is hostile.
One of the things that I'm dreading so bad as a single mom is whenever I do decide to get back into the dating scene, which is probably going to be a while. I've been single for 6 years. I don't see myself dating anybody for a good while. Anywho, is having to explain to someone the reason why I have 2 baby daddies. Like, the most embarrassing thing is having to explain that. Like, I almost want to make a TikTok series about it and just send him the link. Does that make sense?
Okay, so being a single mom for over a decade with
But the thing is that she told on herself. She told the truth right there, that it is embarrassing. Look, it is okay. Like, that you're embarrassed by that. Now that is more real. That's more natural. Like, because the honesty is there of recognition that, yeah, that is embarrassing, because we all know within us as ladies that we don't want to be that lady. We don't want to be the single mother that is different than the ladies that are not single mothers. That's the truth. And we don't like that feeling. And I understand it. Like, same here, you know? And I think that the thing is that it's okay to feel that way, but you can't just say that that's not the truth now. But that's always going to be the truth, and that is the truth. But understand that it was just something, it was a mistake that you made, whether choosing the wrong guy, or maybe it was just a fling that you didn't mean that to happen, but it was a mistake, and that's okay. But we've lost that accountability for that, of that, oh man, maybe that wasn't a good decision to do that with that man. And the outcome happened where I ended up with a kid that I didn't do it the right way. And that is all within us, that we know the truth of that. We just have lost the accountability that it was on our end and our choice too, that happened. It wasn't just the guy's fault that he gave you a kid. No, it was your decision as well. You partook in that choice, and we lost that accountability on our end for it, you know?
Yeah, and it's not his responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not the guy that you're about to date responsibility. He's a blessing in your life if he decides to come in and take on a child that isn't his, because he absolutely shouldn't. And I think some of these women understand that.
100%.
Having gone to prison, but also being a lawyer before that and an investment banker and all sorts of other things makes it really hard to date. And what I'm finding is so many men are intimidated. Girls, isn't this hard, right? Like, dating as it is right now is hard. Raising children.
How old is she?
Trying to, run a
like
business,
50.
but also
what are you doing?
Finding the right guy. And,
old.
Online apps are like fine, but it takes so much work, right? Every single time you start talking to somebody, at least for me, within like 2 or 3 messages back and forth, I let them know that I have a background, that I went to prison. And sometimes
what?
People delete me, or maybe they look me up and then they delete me, or maybe they're just intimidated by me because now I, kind of go around and share my story and help people through my story.
Now we're just delusional at this point.
It's so hard these days. It's really frustrating.
This woman cannot be real. She said she's an ex-convict.
What did you just say? No. No, you go find you a prison fella. That's what you need to be. You need to be on the, what is it called when the prisoners just got out? Like, you need to find those. The slammer. Yeah, you need to be looking in the slammer for your husband. Like, come on.
Prison is crazy.
That is, look, okay. Look, okay, let me bring it back let me sympathize, because I too am a woman. Okay. Look, all that has happened here is yet again of not recognizing that you have faults. You are not perfect. Matter of fact, you're far from it. And so understanding that, you then can go into the dating field with that mindset of that, dang, I am far from perfect. I have these things that I've done, as far as definitely being an ex-felon and a single mom, but throwing those things in there, understanding sympathy for that person too. That, oh man.
It's okay to be with an average man and not the caliber that you think you deserve.
Yeah.
As you're dating at 25 as a single mom and an ex-felon. What? Bro, it's hard to try to be sympathetic of that.
That is pretty. Look, that's pretty hard. That's a hard one to be sympathetic about, honestly. But it just shows how much women that we're lying to each other. And that I can sympathize with, that of also being lied to, of that, oh girl, it's okay that you get so drunk off your butt that you have no idea how the freak you got home. That's fine. You're fun. You're great. Oh, I've been told that. Oh, plenty of times. All while this recording me like that, how crazy that I am for getting drunk off my butt. Like, dude, come on. Like, the thing is we aren't honest with each other, and it's time to be. We want this friendship, girl friendship. That's not real. The only reason why that even exists is in order to keep each other. What did I call it? It's a oh my gosh, a not a challenge ship, but you're always a competition ship. You want friends to be in competition with secretly, and that's what majority of women friendships are. They're a secret competition ship rather than actually a friendship, because we don't know how to tell each other the truth, even though it's hard, and that is what true friendship is. It's not being nice, it's being kind. And being kind is telling somebody that you're not always right. You are in the wrong. You are not that great of a person in this area. Let's fix it. And I'm here for you while you fix it. I love you anyways. That's a real friendship. But we don't actually have that. We don't have accountability. We don't tell each other the truth. And that's why we need to start being that way. Seriously. Let's get back into it.
A single mother, and claims she's finding dating hard because men are intimidated. That right there tells you how disconnected the self-awareness is. At some point, it's no longer about intimidation. It's about risk assessment. Men aren't intimidated by her past.
Just like we do.
They're doing the math. An ex-convict history brings legal, social, and stability concerns. Being a single mother brings responsibility, long-term obligation, and emotional complexity. Put those together. And a man isn't seeing intimidating, he's seeing liability. Calling it intimidation is just a convenient way to avoid accountability. It reframes rejection as a flaw in men rather than a consequence of choices. Instead of asking, why would a man hesitate to take this on? The narrative becomes, men are scared of strong women. That's not strength, that's deflection.
I just need to know this is a common occurrence for guys, and if they all do this, so if you're a guy, please listen, because I just need to know. But what's the point in texting a girl saying, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And, going about the conversation, but then the second the girl asks to hang out or comes up with a plan for hanging out, you just ghost her. Or then you all of a sudden have a reason why you can't hang out. And it's like the same cycle every single time you text. It's like, I'm not texting you first, you're texting me first. So what's the point in texting me and wanting to talk with me if you just don't want to hang out?
One of the major reasons why people aren't getting married is because a lot of men don't want to commit anymore. They're terrified of the thought of divorce proceedings and the financial implications of it. So you've got a whole vast group of men in the last 10 to 20 years who are saying, I don't need this commitment. I can just live with them.
Okay.
And that is why there is that change in the statistics. There's also a drop off a little bit of divorce statistics because, of course, if less people are getting married, less people are getting divorced.
Of course.
But the statistics of people living together are increasing.
I think one of the many reasons why it's so hard to date as a single mom, there are many reasons, but I feel like some men can be quite intimidated by a woman that is doing it all herself. And I have help. I do. I have
this intimidation
small,
thing,
but
oh my gosh,
very consistent support system. But for the most part, I do a lot of this shit on my own, and it's exhausting, but I get it done. I feel like some men are just intimidated by that. Some of the men that I've gone on dates with, which it has been a long time, but I feel like they want to be needed by me so badly. They want to be needed, and I don't need them for paying bills, for planning trips, for I can do that if I want to. I want somebody to emotionally connect with. I want somebody that...
Okay. This is where choose your hard. You are choosing the route of doing it on your own. Being a career woman, you had your baby. Okay, you're doing the career thing. You're doing the single mom thing. Okay, you choose that. But don't expect that by going down that route, and that's the hard that you want to choose of, you don't actually want to work, but you're working anyways because you are gritty like that. Ooh, yeah, get it, girl. You want to choose that route, okay, but you can't also want this route as well of having babies and the husband, and you get to stay home and you get to do this and that. You can't. I don't know why, but as ladies, it is very hard for us to accept that you're choosing. You can't have it all, and that's just the reality of life. And we, as ladies, lie to each other and say that you can have it all. You can choose. You can choose both. You can expect a man to do to take you on as you already did it all for yourself. Like, no, it's not. It's not real. It's just not a real life situation. It doesn't occur that way.
She became a man and a helpmate, and now she became a man and she's also a helpmate, and she's trying to now place a man in a helpmate position,
yes,
so that she can dump him afterwards, because in actuality her nature doesn't align with that. It will not align with it. She's unaware of herself, and that's why men don't.
The only way to work back of going down this route, because I did basically the same thing. I did the career route. I had it all. I did this and that, but I had to admit to myself how lonely that was, how scared I was when 2020 hit, and I'm single in a house with a dog and my sister, and I'm like, the world's about to freaking end, and I haven't had kids, and I'm not married. That sucks. But I had to admit that to myself. The only way you can't avoid those thoughts and those lonely feelings at night of where you don't have someone, that's the root of it, and then and then apply the same thing yet again and expect a different outcome. That is insanity. And that's why gentlemen are basically like, well, all these ladies are just crazy out here. It's because we keep doing the same actions expecting a different result, and it's not going to work. Like, we just need to accept the truth of the fact is that it doesn't work that way. That isn't reality. That's not life. And it's okay. It's okay that that's the case. It's okay that you did the route of being a career lady, getting it on your own. You took the trips. You had fun. Okay. Now you're like, oh crap, I'm lonely now though. Admit that. Sit in that. Understand that, oh crud, maybe this wasn't all it was cracked up to be. That's the truth. That's what's really there. And then you can actually be very grateful when a man comes along and wants to take you on. And a lot of men might take you on with your kiddo, as they shouldn't, but a lot of men would be willing to, because they're sweet. They're more benevolent than we are. But yeah, the thing is that you first have to accept that you don't deserve it. That's what it is.
Can listen to me vent and not be defensive. I want somebody that is vulnerable. I want somebody that we can form a deep connection together. And I just feel like most of the men that I've dated, they want to hold some power over me, whether or not they do it maliciously.
Let's address the first point. She mentioned that some men are intimidated by single mothers who can take care of themselves and doing it all alone. That statement is nonsense, simply because men do not care about that, whether you're taking care of yourself and doing it all. Men aren't sitting there thinking, wow, she pays her bills and raises her kid alone. I'm intimidated. That's not how men operate. And the second thing is that she's not taking accountability. She said that most of the men she's dated, she feels like they want power over her. If that's happening almost every time you go on a date with a guy, you're just choosing the same types. If all you want is emotional connection, there are plenty of guys who can fit that role. It starts with changing the type of guys you go after, because at some point, it's not all men, it's your pattern. If every single relationship ends the same way, with the same type of man, the same behavior, the same complaints, that means you're the common denominator in your own dating choices.
Yeah. I love the commentator on these videos. Shout out to this creator of doing this, because he's on point every single time. But yeah, we gotta choose our heart and understand that we made mistakes, we made choices, and now you have to you have to live with them, and then we'll actually start moving in the right direction for real. So God bless y'all. Love you, and I'll see you in the next one.